Hey everyone, welcome. Today we're diving into two super useful C++ tools for wrangling your data, std pair and std tuple. You know that moment when you need to group different bits of info together, like a player's name and their score? Well, if you've ever been there, you are definitely in the right place.
So let's kick things off with a question you've probably run into. How do you group different data types together? I mean, what if you need a function to return two things, like a string for a player's name and an integer for their score? Or you're trying to store a simple XY coordinate. How do you package that stuff up neatly in C++? Well, the first, and honestly, the simplest answer is the good old std pair. The name pretty much says it all, right? It's your go-to tool when things just come in twos.
Okay, so what is a pair? It's basically a simple little container that lives in the utility header. Its entire job in life is just to hold two values. And the real magic is that those two values can be totally different types. That string and integer we were just talking about, perfect use case.
And this is what the syntax looks like. You've got std pair, and then in the angle brackets, t1 and t2 are just placeholders for your types. So for that player score example, you'd literally just write std pair std string int. Super simple, super clean, and anyone reading your code knows exactly what's going on.
Getting your data back out is just as easy. It's totally intuitive. The first value, you just use .first. The second one, you guessed it, .second. No need to remember array indices or anything messy like that. And here's a little spoiler. A pair is basically a special, simplified version of a more powerful tool we're about to meet. Okay, so pairs are great for two things. But what if you need more? What if you need to group 3 things, or 4, or 10? That's when you call in the big guns, the std tuple. So the tuple, which you'll find in the couple header, completely shatters that 2-element limit. Think of it as a general-purpose container for a whole bunch of values. And just like a pair, every single value can have its own type. The syntax is pretty cool. See those 3 dots after types? That's the important part. It's some C++ magic called a variadic template, which is just a fancy way of saying it can handle a variable number of types. You can throw anything in there, a string, an int, a double, a bool, you name it, it can hold it. So yeah, a tuple can hold a whole bunch of different types, making it super versatile, but here's the key difference. You can't just use .first and .second anymore. That wouldn't make sense, right? Instead, you use a special function called stdget. You tell it the index you want, like stdget cut the first element, stdget cut the second element, and so on. A little different, but still really straightforward. All right, so we've met our two contenders, the simple, straightforward std pair and the super flexible std tuple. It's time for the showdown. When do you use which one? Let's break it down. It's actually pretty simple. If you have exactly 2 things, use a pair. It's lightweight, comes from utility, and is perfect for things that feel like a key and a value. If you have more than 2 things, you need a tuple from the tuple header. It's your tool for those more complex groupings. Honestly, the number of items you have pretty much makes the decision for you. Okay, that's enough theory. Theory is cool, but let's see where the rubber meets the road. We're going to look at how these tools solve actual coding problems. And you're about to see that std pair, in particular, is an absolute rock star when it comes to any algorithm involving sorting. Check out this problem from Kattis called testing LEDs. The whole idea is about tracking when LEDs turn on and off over time. And look at this hint. It literally tells us the best way to do it. Use a vector of pairs to store the time and the state. I mean, come on, it's a perfect fit. Time and state, 2 pieces of data that belong together. And when you do this, the algorithm becomes so clean. You just make a vector of pairs, you dump your time and state data into it, and then you just call std sort. And here's the amazing part. C++ just knows what to do. By default, it sorts pairs by their .first element, which is our time, and if the times are the same, it'll use the .second element to break the tie. This means our events get sorted chronologically, automatically. It's awesome. Want to see it again? Okay, here's another one. Club pizza. We've got club times, we've got pizza slices, and what do you know? The hint points us in the exact same direction. Use a vector of pairs, and then sort it. You starting to see a pattern emerge here? It's the same powerful move. You take your related data, time and pizza slices, bundle them into a pair, stuff all those pairs into a vector, then you sort. This sorting step is the secret sauce for a whole class of solutions called greedy algorithms.
By putting everything in order first, you can just go through the list one by one, make the best choice at that moment, and be confident that it'll lead you to the right final answer. It's just so elegant.
All right, let's wrap this up. The main takeaway is super simple. Got two related things? Use standard pair. It's clean, it's obvious, it's perfect. Got three or more? That's a job for standard tuple. Both of them are incredible tools for getting your data organized, especially when you know you're going to have to sort it later. So, we've seen how awesome pairs and tuples are for quickly bundling data together, but this brings up a really important question, one I want you to think about. At what point is it actually better to stop using a generic tuple and create your own custom struct with nicely named fields? When does readability win out? That's something to chew on for your next project. Thanks for joining me.